Why does speaking English feel 10 times harder on the phone?
I don't think it's harder. I think people panic faster.
See, I disagree already. It is harder. You lose faces, you lose reactions.
But the words are the same.
The situation isn't.
Okay, fair. No eye contact changes everything.
Exactly. You can't see if the other person understands you, so your brain starts guessing.
And guessing creates pressure.
Let me paint a scene. You're sitting at work, your phone rings.
Unknown number.
You hesitate for half a second, then you answer.
Hello?
And the other person starts talking fast.
Too fast.
You catch maybe 60%.
But you say yes anyway.
That's the mistake right there.
I don't fully agree. Sometimes you say yes just to keep the call moving.
And then 5 minutes later, you realize you agreed to something you didn't understand.
Okay, yeah, that happens a lot.
Phone calls don't give you time to warm up.
No small talk buffer.
No smiling to buy time.
Just voice, straight to the point.
And silence on a call feels louder than silence in person.
That's true. A pause feels like failure.
So people rush.
They speak faster than usual.
They choose safe words.
Short answers.
And they exit the call as fast as possible.
Which feels like relief.
But later, you replay the call in your head.
Every sentence.
What should I have said?
Did I sound clear?
Phone English sticks with you longer.
Because it's invisible. No body language to save you.
Here's where I think people get it wrong.
Go on.
They think phone English is about better vocabulary.
Isn't it?
No, it's about control.
Control of what?
Pace, structure, direction of the call.
I'm not sure everyone has that control.
They don't think they do. That's different.
Okay, explain.
Imagine another scene. You're calling a company.
Customer support.
You already feel slightly tense.
Because you need help.
The agent answers, you start explaining.
And halfway through, they interrupt.
That interruption throws you off.
You lose your flow.
In person, you could recover with gestures.
On the phone, you just stop.
That's the moment most people shrink.
They go quiet.
Or they say, yeah, that's it.
Even when it's not it.
Because regaining control feels awkward.
But here's where I slightly disagree.
Go ahead.
I don't think control comes from confidence.
Then where?
From familiarity.
Explain that.
People who talk on the phone a lot don't sound confident. They sound used to it.
That's a good point.
They know calls are messy.
They expect interruptions.
They expect misunderstandings.
So when it happens, they don't freeze.
Exactly.
Most learners expect the call to go perfectly.
Which never happens.
So the first problem isn't English.
It's expectations.
Yes, unrealistic ones.
Let's drop another real situation.
Okay.
You're in a meeting room. Your manager says, I'll call you in 5 minutes.
That waiting time is dangerous.
You start preparing sentences.
Whole scripts.
The call starts, they ask a different question.
And your script collapses.
That's when people feel lost.
Because they memorized instead of listening.
Phone English punishes memorization.
It rewards presence.
Listening first, responding second.
But listening on the phone is harder.
True. Audio quality, accents.
Background noise.
Which is why clarity matters more than fluency.
Say that again.
Clarity matters more than fluency.
That's the core takeaway right there.
You don't need smooth sentences.
You need understandable ones.
Even short phrases work.
Let me clarify.
Can I repeat that?
Just to confirm.
These phrases slow the call down.
They give you breathing room.
And breathing room gives control.
Here's another disagreement.
Okay.
I think phone calls expose your real English level.
I don't agree. They expose your listening comfort, not level.
Interesting.
Someone can speak well but struggle to process fast audio.
That's true.
And that's not failure. It's just skill mismatch.
Which can be trained.
By taking more calls.
even short ones.
especially short ones.
Avoiding calls keeps the fear alive.
But we're not talking about fear today.
Right. We're talking about function.
Using English to get things done.
Phone calls are pure function.
No decoration.
No body language.
Just outcome.
And once people realize that, calls feel less personal,
Less emotional.
more practical.
Which is exactly what they are.
So if someone listening right now has a call later today,
The one thing to remember is this.
don't aim to sound fluent.
Aim to sound clear.
Slow enough to be understood.
Direct enough to move forward.
That's it.
Nothing more.
Phone English isn't a test.
It's a tool,
And tools get better with use.
not with perfection.